Firstly, I want to apologize for this terrible audio quality. Just bear with me for these first few videos. Anyways, I'm not going to waste your time, so I'm getting these questions right away. First question is from Cheeseburger. Do you think Travis Scott is overrated or underrated? I'm not going to lie, I think Travis is a little overrated. Outside of Astroworld and a few songs on Utopia, I don't like his music that much. Some of his popular songs like QnA and Fiend I just don't like. This isn't to say I don't like some of his music. I think Skeletons and My Eyes are one of the best songs we released in the past few years. And as an artist, I'd probably give Travis Scott a 7 out of 10. Next question is from What Dookie. What's your favorite album of all time? My definitive favorite album of all time is hard to exactly say, but as of right now I'd say it's either Ego or Good Kid Mad City. It's difficult to compare these two albums since they're so different from one another, so it just depends on what mood I'm in to determine which album I favor more. For now, I'll give the slight edge to Good Kid Mad City, just because it's the album that really got me into rap, and I think its storytelling is better than Igor's. Question from Fire Content Official YouTube. Top 5 diss tracks. In my correct opinion, I'd place The Story of Adidon at 5, Back Down at 4, No Vaseline at 3, Ether at 2, and Hit 'Em Up at 1. I know some people will be surprised with Back Down all the way up at 4, it just completely destroyed any reputation Ja Rule had, and 50 was the underdog going into this beef. Some people would also put Ether above Hit 'Em Up, which I think is honestly ridiculous. Not a single rapper can come back from, "That's why I had sex with your wife, you fat motherfucker." I'm not gonna finish that line because my mom watches these videos, but you get the idea. Next question is from CJ747. Favorite Kendrick song? My favorite Kendrick Lamar song of all time is easily Bad City. The way Kendrick immerses you into the life of Compton is incredible, and that second beat cannot be compared to anything. Next question from Spectral Gino. Do you mess with underground artists like Playboi Carti, etc.? Not at all. I think Carti is one of the worst rappers in the industry right now. Whole Lotta Red is one of the worst albums released this decade, and Dial-It is almost just as bad. I know I'm gonna get flamed for this, but it's not my fault that my music taste is better than all of yours.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
Question from ZZ3No. Pretty generic question, but what inspired you to start doing YouTube and more specifically rap/hip hop content? There were two main factors in me wanting to start a YouTube channel. The biggest one is that at the end of every calendar season, I would make a list of my favorite 25 songs and send it to a bunch of my friends to talk about it. However, I eventually had a falling out with most of these friends, so I had nobody to really share this list with. I then came up with the idea to share it online instead, so my first ever YouTube short is listing all of my favorite songs. The second reason is that I have a friend who has been making YouTube videos for a few years now, so I thought to myself, hey, why can't I do that? So I did it. At the beginning of my channel, I did a mix of music and football content, as those are my two favorite hobbies. However, the music videos always perform better than football, so I eventually transitioned into a fully rap channel. You can go into my older, crappier YouTube shorts to see some of these old football videos. Next question from Crazy Crackups. What are your expectations for the upcoming Kendrick album? If Mr. Morale has taught us anything, is that we should not put any expectations on a Kendrick album, and I'm totally fine with that. If we get an album full of West Coast bangers, I'm also completely down for that. No matter what, Kendrick's next album is going to be spectacular. This transitions to another question from Cheeseburger. What's your top 5 Kendrick songs? As of right now, my top 5 songs goes number 5, Alright, number 4, Wesley's Theory, number 3, Not Like Us, number 2, DNA, and again, number 1 is Mad City. I could see Not Like Us fall down the list as time goes on, but as of right now, it's definitely in my top 5 songs. Question from Dev Inside, Denzel or JID? While I love the Forever Story, Denzel has just released a great album after a great album. Taboo is one of my favorite rap albums of all time, Melt My Eyes is a beautifully wrote introspective album, and Denzel's latest KOTMS2 is full of bangers. As of now, I'm taking Denzel over JID, but I still keep in my prayers that we get a collab album between the two. Question from Vera Fios. First Kendrick song you heard? When I was a little kid, I loved Imagine Dragons. I listened to all their albums, and they were pretty much the only artists I listened to. This is when I stumbled upon Kendrick's extremely underrated verse on Radioactive. This is the first time I ever heard Kendrick Lamar. If we're going off of Kendrick's own songs, then I think Humble will be the first song I ever heard from him on the radio when I was like 8 years old. The first Kendrick song I ever listened to voluntarily is Wesley's Theory, when I decided to listen to T-Pab for my first time. Final question from G the Fat Gamer. Who is the most underrated rapper? Right now I think it's Denzel Curry. Most people acknowledge him as a good rapper, but I think he's absolutely amazing. He's one of my top 5 favorite rappers in the game right now, and it's criminal that he only gets like 5 million monthly streams, which by the way is a fifth of the amount of streams that Ice Spice gets. That's all for today. Expect more videos with my voice in it in the future, and hopefully I can get some better audio quality for you guys in the future as well. Thank you all for supporting me all the way to 1,000 subscribers. I could have never imagined getting more than 100 subscribers just 8 months ago. See you guys again soon. Adios.